Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. This fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, King Dick back here. I hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to another Philly Shakedown podcast with my man Joey Shakes. What's happening, my man?
Felt like we haven't talked in like a month.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Where you been? What's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm just, we're going through the motion right now. We're gonna hit that dead zone real soon.
Dead zone, that's right. So we got 2 shakedowns left of season 2, and then that's gonna close us out. Well, we're gonna have a special shakedown season finale on Monday, and then we'll take a break through the 4th of July, and we'll come back. I think the 8th of July. So for you guys out there, this is the last one of these for a while. I'm going to be at the beach chilling. So what's going on, everybody? I see Jaden's here, Brian's here, Leon's here, Era's here, Malik is here, Jameson, Clarence. Clarence said I was taking a dump. I was not. Eagles has landed. Who else? A lot of people in here. Purple. Thank you guys so much. I'm just catching up here. If I missed you, I apologize. But Joey, we are in OTA season. The Eagles held their first week of OTAs. I think they got one more week left, and then they're done till training camp, right?
Yeah.
I think the 8th is the last OTA, and then that's it. They're done till training camp. The Eagles have only 6. We have like the least amount of OTAs out of every team, and I can't complain. I can't complain about it, man. But we've had a lot of good things come out of OTAs. I mean, obviously, I think the big news for me, or the big thing that I took out of OTA so far, is just the dominance and what we're hearing about Jalen Carter and how good he looks. And then the conditioning of Jordan Davis, man. I mean, those are 2 huge things for us as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, even Nolan Smith's getting a lot of reps. Even with first, second, third team, they're just giving him a crap ton of reps. Nakobe Dean's got the green dot, which means that he's the play caller on defense, which is probably one of the biggest news too.
Yep, that's big. That's big. And he's I have good feeling about Nakobe Dean this year, dude. I'm feeling really, really confident in him. And if you guys remember, right after draft, we put this picture up. And we did this before anybody even talked about this guy's conditioning. And we were like, look at Jordan Davis. He looks like he's in good shape. And yes, he's in very good shape. And I think that's a very, very bad sign for the rest of the division and the NFL. If you get Jordan Davis to live up to full potential, and you get Jalen Carter to live up to full potential, you may have the most dominating defensive tackle pair that we've seen in a long time.
Well, just think about it too, because I think with Jordan Davis, really needs a big step up year in year 2. But I think with him, he's the most important piece to our defensive line. I mean, he commands the double teams. You're not going to expect him to have like a double sack season or anything, double digit sack season, but he's going to command those double teams, really help out the other players, the edge rushers. I feel like he's, he really has to, make a big stride. But what I've been hearing, he's, like you said, in shape, explosive, looks a lot faster. So it's good. Good news.
Yeah. Bleeding Kelly Green says, yo, Joey, do you have pyrotechnics going yet?
What's that?
Like the fireworks and all that stuff. No, Joey hasn't done that yet, but look for it. Look at this comment. You got to love this comment. DB Cooper. The biggest news is Carter hasn't been arrested yet. Well, I hate to tell you, DB Cooper, I think you haven't been arrested yet either. I mean, aren't they still looking for you from jumping out of the airplane like back in the 70s? So I don't know that you should be talking. Mikey Mikey green beans. Eat your green beans, Mikey. Imagine if you had to face off versus Jalen Carter in a game, and he rips apart blocking sleds in practice. Yeah, that was kind of funny, that whole thing where Dave Spadaro said, the whole blocking thing. He broke the sled, and then he was like, well, I meant it figuratively or something. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was funny.
People are making, obviously people are making a lot of jokes about it and stuff, but.
Yeah. But, hey, listen, he looks good. He looks good, and that's what's important. And I'm going to pause. Okay. Dalton Gray, a member for 16 months of Dingbat Nation, man. Shout out to you. He goes, you the man, Denzel. Thank you, man. Thank you. You know whose show I was? Shout out to Winning Reality for having me on. But you know who he was? Remember when they did the whole clip of me with Denzel Washington and you were Van Ness?
Yeah.
That was him.
Oh, that was him?
That was him.
Crap.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Now, the biggest news is Dallas still stinks. Well, that's every day. So it's like these young guys are looking really good. I mean, even Nolan Smith. They said Nolan Smith was literally on every snap for every group. He was with first team, second team, and third string. So Nolan Smith, he's going to be very interesting to see how they use him. I really can't wait to see, but I think when you look at the first 4 draft picks, I think 3 of them have a legitimate chance to start, and all 4 of them have a legitimate chance to get a lot of playing time.
You think Nolan Smith has a big chance to start over Josh Sweat?
No, I don't think Nolan Smith will start Josh Sweat. I think he's the guy that will rotate in.
Right.
I think Carter, Steen, and Sidney Brown have a chance to start. I think Steen has a legitimate battle with Juergens. He's going to have to, battle for that guard spot. And I think the safety spot, unless they do something like go after Budda Baker or something, I think Sidney Brown has a legitimate chance to win a starting job.
I think he's the main factor. I mean, he was making tackles. I mean, obviously they're not tackling, they're not in full pads, but he was in the right spot, the right time on every play. The other day, even though they had Reed Blankenship and Terrell Edmonds in there, even with Reed Blankenship, a small sample size last year, but it's only one day of OTAs that was reported, so we'll find out more during training camp. Definitely.
Right. Nardo says, I think it's very interesting they're putting Zeke McPherson in the slot. That's interesting. I wonder, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, does that mean that they're worried about him on the outside as a corner, or is it just that they have enough guys?
Yeah, I think it's a wait and see approach, especially when we'll talk about obviously defensive end free agents, but I think I think by, I don't know if a move happens even before training camp, but I think it's like a wait and see type thing during training camp, see what you have. And if they feel like they need to add another pass rusher, whether they're good or not, I think they could still add one, regardless.
They always, if you just look at the Eagles historically, they always are looking to add a pass rusher. Yeah. It doesn't matter if they have enough starters. They'll get guys as they rotate them in so much. JD Koch, he says, what's up, guys? Nolan Smith not only going to be a beast, going to be a shit talker on the field. What's up, Jay Koch? I think so too. I'm very excited about him. I like the energy that Nolan Smith brings, man. It's going to be interesting. J Dubs, thank you for super chat. He goes, Joey, it's been 2 days. Oh God. Yeah, he did. He already sent home. It just didn't come home to you. What are you doing wrong, man? Go talk. Go call. Be nice. Ibanez says, how's it going today, Philly Shakedown? I'm looking forward to see what Sidney Brown and Kaylee Ringo. Yes, I don't know which one to say, dude. I'm so confused anymore. I can't wait to see them too. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Ringo, dude, like, I don't know what their future plans is with him, but like, I think we've already talked about it. Like, as much as he can cross train and maybe be a contact safety for us or something, like they got to do. I wouldn't just wait 3 years to see if he could. Definitely wait 3 years to see if he could develop, but still, like, got to do something else with him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. SMD, Esmarie the Booth. She said Byard. Yeah, I mean Kevin Byard. If he shakes free, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him in Tennessee. Are they going to keep him, or they're definitely not going to pay him? Is he going to end up holding out? Or are they going to trade him? But it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him, though.
They save a lot of money on a trade for him too. If they trade him post June, I think it's like 14 million in cap space. Like, no joke.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
the interesting thing about him is it almost seems like it's an impasse with Tennessee, because I really haven't heard anything. Like, he's not showing up. They don't want to trade him, and it's kind of just like a stalemate thing. So I think something has to happen at some point. You know, it'll be interesting. Gabriel Marie, thank you for the super chat. Yo, Philly, yo, Joey, did you guys see the reports that Nolan Smith has apparently already built up a lot, bulked up a lot, I think. Scary thoughts for the other teams. He's bigger than people thought. He looks bigger, yeah.
Pause. Right.
Pause. Yeah, definitely a pause. Oh, my God, dude, I did a video, and I said, I'm a D-hopper. You know, I was talking like I meant that I wanted to sign, and everybody's like, "You're a D-hopper. You got to pause." I'm like, "What are you?" Oh my God, yeah, that's a
big pause.
That's a bad. I really messed up, and somebody's like, "You can't come back from that." I'm like, "I think you're right, dude."
I'm a D-hopper.
Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Now, I did do a poll before the stream tonight, and here was the poll. It was, what one move would you like the Eagles to do? Here are your options: trade for Budda Baker, sign DeAndre Hopkins, sign Yannick Ngakoue, or add a linebacker. Here are the results. It's interesting results, actually. 35% trade for Budda Baker. 26% sign DeAndre Hopkins. 25% sign Yannick Ngakoue. And then 11% was add a linebacker. That's pretty interesting. Whatchamacallit?
Who is the top one? Sorry, my volume was weird.
Trade for Budda Baker. That was the one, and it won. It actually won with 35%, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. And then DeAndre Hopkins finished second at 26. Yannick Ngakoue at 25. So those guys were neck and neck, and there was 235 people voted. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things you can do, you know. I love the idea of trading for Budda Baker. It's just that you have to trade. You know, that's always the thing. Well, you've got to make a trade. DeAndre Hopkins or Yannick do not require any trade. You can just sign them if you can agree, you know.
Right.
J Dubs, thank you for super chat. He goes, over under Hurts getting 50 total touchdowns this year. Oh man, you're killing me. I have him in the 40s. So I'd have to go. I have to go under. I have him like, I think he gets like 31 touchdowns, somewhere like that throwing, and I think he gets another 10 to 12 rushing. So, but man, if he could get 50, that'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, I can agree. Probably like 37 touchdowns for me, I think, and then I'm just separate from the rushing touchdowns, most likely.
Yeah. Joel Martell says, whoa, Dingbat said that earlier. He did a pull. Oh, yeah, I know. I messed up on that one. I know. Nathan says, Buddha's $13 million. They only offered CJ Gardner-Johnson $8 million. Well, he's $13 million, but how much of that $13 million does how much money does the Cardinals pick up now that it's post June 1st? That I'd have to let me see.
Well, I mean, theoretically, they offered Chauncey what, 22, 24? I mean, technically they offered him that.
Did they really offer him that much?
Well, yeah, because it was a backloaded contract. It was like $3 million this year, $3 million next year, and then 17 is last year. It was a 3-year deal. That's what they offered him, and he rejected it because it was literally like he wasn't getting much money those first 2 years, and then last year he probably wouldn't even be able to see that money by the time Howie gets to that last year of that deal. So, I mean, that was the deal.
Right, right. So if the Cardinals were to trade, if they were to trade Budda Baker, yeah, it's $13 million. They would save $13 million. They'd have to eat $3 million. I mean, he's $16 million against their cap. So, yeah, the Eagles would have to give him a new contract. You'd have to give him a new contract. But I mean, they could do it if they gave him a new contract. They definitely could do it. It's just a matter of do they want to do it, and then what do the Cardinals want? You know, that would be the question. But Yeah, it's possible. You know, Lonely Beast says Arizona hired Jonathan Gannon and his dumping all their players. I think they are tanking so they can draft #1 overall next year's draft. Maybe, or Jonathan Gannon's just an idiot.
He's not even showing up to press conferences. Like, players don't even want to be there anymore. The view, whatever that video that came out. Like,
right.
embarrassing.
God, that guy drives. He gets on my nerves, dude. Gio says, "Get Matt Corral." We haven't had a Matt Corral sighting in a while. Where's Easy Money at?
Jerseys.
Yeah. Oh man, it did work though, didn't it? Work. It worked again. Brandon wins the Denver Super Chat. What game do you think the Kelly Greens come back? I'm assuming it's going to be a couple games, and I'll say it's going to be later in the year. So I think it'll be one of those, one of those home games. It might be that. Do we have a Christmas Day game?
Yeah, we do.
Year?
Giants.
It might be that Christmas Day game will be one of them.
I was gonna say Week 9 against Dallas, right? Are we home Week 9? We're home, right?
I have to pull the schedule.
I think we are.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the perfect day, perfect night.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I just wish they would hurry up and release them. Like, I'm going nuts, dude. Like, I want to get my Devontae Smith jersey ordered.
Yeah.
Tyler says, I hope we get the Kelly Green for 3 games like we did last year with the Black. I do too. I think we will. I think we'll get at least 2, you know. David says they could give Baker a 3-year deal since they have $13 million this year. It depends how they structure it, because you can there's ways that they give like signing bonuses and stuff to bring down the number. I don't know what Budda Baker wants to get paid. You know, does he want to be paid as the highest safety?
You're right.
You know, that's the question I have. I don't know. You know, Jonathan Gannon is Michael Scott of NFL. God, he's so annoying. He just gets on my nerves. He's like a hate the face kind of guy. You know what I mean?
The draft hugging the same guy every time they made a pick.
Every time.
That ball
my God.
guy every time.
And then he was like so dismissive about losing DeAndre Hopkins. I just thought it was like, wow, dude, that was DeAndre Hopkins, dude. Frank Watson, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, can't wait to see the defense. The rookies are beasts. Desai has both leaders and raw talent. The offense is fine. Focus on the D. Well, I mean, I think that's what most people think is focus on D. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say something maybe a little crazy, but I think that the linebacking position is going to be fine. Like, I know people think we need linebacker, but I think we're going to be fine with what we have. I think Nakobe Dean is going to be really good. So I don't think they need to go out and get a Patrick Queen or something like that. I would much rather them see them go safety or defensive end.
Yeah,
you know,
the depth at linebacker kind of worries me a little bit, because I don't know what's really behind there. That's, you know, if somebody gets hurt, you know, same thing as kind of like when you look at like receiver, you know, if one of the big guys get hurt, you know, Devonta Smith or AJ Brown, like, you know, is Zacchaeus really going to go in there and do some good things?
Right.
You know, so I mean, I think another body would be great at linebacker, but I think theoretically defensive end is going to be like a big, you know, because they're free agents out there. You don't have to trade for those guys. All three, I think 4 defensive ends are available. So
yeah. JD Cox says, I'm still in denial that we got Carter and Nolan Smith. Those teams going to be sick when Nolan starts to dominate. It is unbelievable. There's no way I didn't think Nolan Smith would go 10, but I thought by 20, 21, he would have been gone. I can't believe it, man. Fabio Davis Super Chat, he goes, Quez is a outside wide receiver, than a slot. Look at the numbers. He's better on the outside than a slot. Is that what you're going to say? Well, here's the thing. We've talked about DeAndre Hopkins. Like, I have no problem if the Eagles could do it. I would love it, because I think that why not make your offense as good as possible? I have no problem with it. Now, of course, you're going to have to talk to these guys. They're all going to have to be on the same page, because the numbers will come down. He's not going to get as many balls thrown his way. However, DeAndre Hopkins is willing to go to any team right now. This is kind of the update on him. Is he's willing to go anywhere. He's willing to take his time and find a team. that implies to me that he's more about the money than winning. But my thought is if he can't get the money he wants right now, he may look for a 1-year deal. If he decides he's willing to take a 1-year deal, like a prove it deal, and then become a free agent, I think that's when the Eagles have an opening if they want to do it, where they could do it. You know, and you might say, well, why would he go to Philly? Because he's not going to get the numbers. He won't get the big contract. But I think if he goes to Philly and he's all about team, he's all about winning, and they see that he still can play, I think he would actually make himself even more valuable as a free agent the following year.
I mean, it's so late. We're in June right now. And like, if he was released in early March, it'd be a different story. Then yeah, he could probably get his money. But this is June now, so I don't know. I know he's going to take his time. He's not going to really rush. There's already been kind of rumors that the Bills were out. There's rumors that he wants to join Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. It's another new one coming out. I mean, if he thinks that's going to get him his money, I don't know. Deshaun Watson, a lot of drama going around. I mean, I don't know how well he's going to play. His offseason looked pretty bad. There were some videos on some throws, and he just looked way off. I don't know what's going on, but going to the AFC would be, he's going to have to pick his poison a little bit with what team he wants to go after. But at the same time, if he wants to, like you said, believe in the culture and as an outside receiver to a number 3 and the inside of slot receiver is totally different because you're more of a focal point on the outside. On the inside now, you're going to be like really the last target, really, and you have to be ready when your number is called when they throw the ball to you. And obviously, this offense runs through AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, stuff like that. So. I don't know what money he's looking for, but he's not going to get it. I don't know what number.
No, he's not going to get money from a contender.
Yeah,
they don't have the money, so he's got to be willing to come to a 1-year deal. I don't think the Eagles are favorites to get him by any stretch, but I do think if it becomes a 1-year deal type thing, I do think the Eagles are in play because I think Howie Roseman would like to upgrade his offense at any point in time that he can. What if you do have an injury with Devontae Smith or AJ Brown? God forbid. Do you really think that we have the depth at wide receiver to be okay? I still think you could add another wide receiver, whether it was DeAndre Hopkins or not. We have talked about adding another wide receiver, like we brought up Jarvis Landry before as a possible person.
You're either going to move Quez to the outside most likely, or you're going to maybe sign Julio Jones as a depth piece. I don't know. I
don't know.
Just depends.
I know, exactly. So I don't think it's impossible, but it has to be under a 1-year deal situation, I think. That's what I think. So what we're looking for is DeAndre Hopkins not to sign, not get the money he wants, and then decide to go that route. That's when I think you would have an opening. Brandon, thank you for super chat. He goes, pause on the focus on the – oh, God. Yeah, definitely pause on that. Sorry about that. Oli Medzakaya is better than Quez Watkins. We'll see. I can't pronounce like people try to get me to pronounce names because they know I'm going to mess it up.
They'll let you know on every video if you said it wrong, and they'll let you know.
Yeah, I saw a thing. Oh God, how many D hoppers do we got?
See, now I'm not going to look at that name normally anymore. Now
I know. I can't even type D-Hop. Like D-Hop to Philly.
It's your fault. It's your fault.
Dude, I didn't mean to say it, but it sounded so bad that I was saying, I'm a D-Hopper. I'm a D-Hopper. Like, it sounded so bad when I heard myself say it. I was like, oh, my God.
Right.
I deserve everything I'm getting here, It's brutal. Robert says Jalen Hurts will be even better with the Super Bowl experience and his work ethic. I agree. We forget he's only going to his 3rd full season, and look at the leap he took from 21 to last season. Yeah, I totally agree with you there. I think Jalen's going to make a big leap, and I think the Eagles. I think there was an article. I don't know who did it, but somebody did an article about the expectations for the Eagles is that he's going to take another giant step.
He looked good at train. I mean, what was reported, his throws looked great.
Looked good. He looked in tremendous shape and stuff. Yeah. Let's see. You could tell, like, from his mechanics, His throw, he has a much quicker release, much more snap to it. I think he's going to have a big year. Ian says Hassan Reddick is going to next level beast mode this coming season, and that's a fact. Let's go Birds. I believe in Hassan Reddick, man. I think he's a tremendous player, and I think he's people say he's overrated. I think he's underrated because I think it's very easy to dismiss a guy that's had double-digit sacks on 3 different teams, even if those teams had good players. That's 3 different teams that you have to work with and play with. So I think he's underrated.
What was really cool too was when Reed Blankenship was at the press conference the other day. He said that they're playing violent. They're taught to play violent, and Sean Desai is growing on me a little bit. We actually have to see, but I can't wait to see this defense really get unveiled. I'm pretty excited.
I don't know what to think of him, but he's already got a giant head start because he's not named Jonathan Gannon. So just for that,
it can't get worse. It really can't get worse.
Yeah, right. Tyler, thank you for a super chat. He says, pause. Pause is right. Now, speaking of a little bit of Jalen Hurts, before we talk about the free agent I really want to talk about, we got to talk about this Russell Wilson thing. Look at this stupid. I keep hitting the thing. What are your thoughts on Russell Wilson being a D-hopper? No, I'm just kidding. What are your thoughts on Russell Wilson and this situation that we found out that he apparently nixed a trade deal to the Eagles? Interesting. What do you think?
Maybe there was during that time. I think they were they needed some assurance, or maybe they thought they were in a Super Bowl window at that time. Because when you sign a quarterback like that, you're trying to win a Super Bowl right now. And I don't think they knew what they had in Jalen Hurts yet. I think it was like they were kind of going back and forth on it. To know that they put in a bid, it really doesn't surprise me. Even if they had interest, not only him, but even Deshaun Watson at the time with everything going on with him. But I don't think Deshaun Watson wanted to come here because, as he said, I think it was more of not stepping on Jalen's shoes and letting him, kind of flourish here. But just imagine if the Eagles gave up 2 firsts, 2 seconds, a third, a fourth, and like 3 players for a quarterback that really played, not up to expectation. And we and because of the no trade clause, he didn't want to come to Philadelphia. So really we have to thank him, because if he agreed or decided to come here, it probably would have got done. I don't know what the trade was going to look like. We'll probably never know the figures, or probably never know what they were going to give up. And it was probably going to be a lot, most likely.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw one thing somebody sent me that was saying it was Josh Sweat, Jalen Hurts, a couple firsts, which would have been Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and whatchamacallit. But it's brutal. I mean, thank God we didn't do it, but we talked about that last year. I thought it was on the table, definitely, and we talked about it. I even got shit because I said in a hypothetical that I think the Eagles were open to the idea, and they were, obviously. They didn't know what they had him in Jalen Hurts. They weren't sure. We all weren't sure what he was going to be as a passer. A lot of people believed in him. I was in the middle where I was like, I want to give him a chance, but I don't know. And I think that the fact that Howie Roseman never got over the fact that he missed out on Russell Wilson. Yeah. So he always had a soft spot for him. But thank God it didn't work out. Sometimes you need luck to fall your way, man. And it did. It did. I'm just happy it worked out the way it did.
Yeah, I mean, they took Kenny Pickett out for lobster and all that stuff that was going. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we thought when we heard like the rumors of Russell Wilson to the Eagles, that could have been very realistic. And obviously, when the Eagles kind of missed out on him, years ago, even when they were, it wasn't Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie sitting down with Kenny Pickett, but when they were taking Kenny Pickett out to dinner, and like then we were kind of saying like we're not saying that we wanted Hurts not to get a chance, but it was sounding like they were going in a different direction, still keeping maybe Hurts on the roster, depending on, if they were drafting or trading for a quarterback, but we didn't know what was going to happen. And thank God. Thank God.
Well, we both had thought that Hurts earned the right to have another year. and we thought that he should get weapons, but we were not sure what the Eagles thought because they had they had 3 first-round picks, and then they traded one of them, right? And they got a first-round pick from New Orleans. So that was for a reason.
Here's a question I have for you, and this is not towards like anything that's like, like this isn't political or like religious stuff, but this is like real stuff. When you look at Carson Wentz and like Russell Wilson has that, Russell Wilson has that, very religious, kind of brings that religious, factor into an offense. You know what I mean? Like kind of, I don't even know how to really explain it. You know how, I'm not saying that anything bad against people with religion or anything, but like, when you believe in something, to have praise in God or something like that, and you kind of bring it into football, like, do you not think that, people in your offense, or maybe everyone doesn't follow a quarterback, that I guess having faith, putting faith into football, is it, does it affect the team? Because a lot of people might not believe in, because I think Russell Wilson and Carson Wentz almost have like the same dynamic in that.
Well, I'll tell you, Jalen Hurts has the same dynamic too. He's a devout.
Well, yeah,
I get it. He's talked about the same things. I think it's how you interact. I think the problem, what we heard about Carson was that Carson didn't really talk and hang out, at least what was said, to people that really didn't agree with maybe his beliefs. You can't do that. You have to be inclusive. To me, the whole thing with Russell Wilson was just a matter of what, he was an older quarterback. That was the whole problem. Well, for me,
really, when Russell Wilson was losing games last year, it was like the Carson Wentz excuse every press conference. It was almost the same exact thing, every time they lost a game, and not being humble about, like, saying the same things, just not being humbled, and not changing what you say around that. Like, to the point where you don't want to listen to these quarterbacks at press conferences. Like, every time Jalen Hurts comes to the podium, I'm like, I never want to hear a quarterback so bad. Every time he's talking to the media, and because he's real at the end of the day, and he's, he doesn't sugarcoat anything. He's not going to say like crazy things, but he's going to tell you like it is. And I think that's what's really important too. So,
yeah, it is. It is. He says, congrats to Devontae Smith and his girl. Yeah. Apparently they're having a baby. You know what that means, right? That means he's going to be more focused, more ready. And he's going to have an even bigger year than everybody.
Right.
That's exactly what it means, because he doesn't have to worry about all that girl drama. He's got a kid coming. It has a way of focusing your priorities. So I expect big things, So, that's what I think. Let's see. Wilson has more problem being corny and egotistical than religion. Yeah, I look.
He's
the religious
weird.
The religious thing, I never thought was a problem. The things that we heard about Carson was just that whether it was a religious thing or it was just his personality, he ignored groups of the team, like he hung out with his clique and his group, and that was it. And you have to be. You have to get along with everybody as a leader. Russell Wilson's a little corny. He is, but I just thought he was old, And Jalen Hurts, everybody loves Jalen Hurts. That's the difference.
This roster wasn't ready for Russell Wilson. We might have had an offensive line, a better offensive line than he's ever had, but we didn't have like the big weapons that we have now. Like Russell Wilson wouldn't have been enough. God knows what that contract, when Howie signs them and what those cap hits would have looked like, or maybe they would have looked better. I don't know. But to make another move, we're in a very good situation because we were able to really, because too many teams around the league are giving up on quarterbacks after 1 year. Like even Malik Willis in Tennessee, like it's just like a new GM comes in, they just give up on it. You know what I mean? Like they don't give these guys enough time, and the Eagles didn't panic. They kept what they had in Jalen Hurts. They let the kid, kind of grow. And they did the right thing, and look what you got out of it,
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Well, I'll read this super chat first. Frank Watson, Davis super chat. He goes, "Do you think that Russell Wilson would be better than Hurts in the same situation, same team, same coaches? Not at the same age, not at his age.
No.
I not the age that he's at. If you're talking about Russell Wilson's prime, yeah, I think he would be pretty good, but not at his age. I think he looked shot to me last year. I'm not saying he is, but he didn't look good, and I don't think older veteran Russell Wilson would have had the same impact. Plus, you got to remember, you have no AJ Brown if you have Russell Wilson. You don't have all these Georgia Bulldog defensive players. You probably don't have James Bradbury. So you would have far less complete team. The best thing, and we said this at the time, the best thing for the Eagles is for Jalen Hurts to be good, because then you can keep those first round picks, you can have money, and you can do so much more. And we got it. We got it.
Yeah, and I even with, like you said, we wouldn't probably have the weapons. I mean, even going into that season, if they had Russell Wilson, and they made that trade and they had him, like, they weren't treating Devontae Smith like a number one receiver. Like, Nick Sirianni was calling the playbook for a good 25% of the season, and then gave the reins to Steichen. I mean, he wasn't running the ball. He wasn't, so there's a lot of factors that go into it, but obviously at an older Russell Wilson, I mean, mechanics just looked horrible last year. I mean, at this point, these great quarterbacks are quarterbacks that have been good for a long time, and Russell Wilson has had a pretty good career.
A great career.
But you're gonna have different quarterback coaches. Like, they're not gonna try to change you, but you're gonna, just because you have a different coach doesn't mean they're trying to change you up. But someone has to get hired if somebody moves on, so it should never change you. But he just looked really bad. Bad.
Witch King said it the best. Wilson was straight dookie juice last year. I agree. But we'll see what he has left, because he's got to come back and rebound off of last year. But we lucked out with it, man. We're looking at a team, like, if we just have these guys, if they just develop into what we think they can, like Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter. I mean, you're talking about a scary, scary team for a long time to come. Then you look at the offensive side of the ball too. So I really think, this is why I say, I'm not joking. Like, I think we're entering the golden era of Eagles football.
Yeah,
I think we're at the beginning of it. I really do. I really do. Devontae's going to ball out this year. I think Devontae Smith will be a top 5 wide receiver by the end of this year. I think Devontae Smith is going to be so good this year, because they really knew how to use him better at the end of the second half of the season than the first part of the season.
True.
So it's going to be interesting. Oh God, I gotta put this just because I don't know what the heck. Philly with an eye blows goats. No, he doesn't. Sorry. Oh, come on. What's with the blow the knee out?
Does he?
Do not delete that comment. Yeah, delete that. Don't time him out, but just delete that comment. You don't have to time him out, but come on, man. I'm not wishing injury on anybody. I never wish injury on the Cowboy player ever. You've never heard me say it. I might say during a game, take his legs off, but that don't, it's figure of speech. JJ says Devontae Smith is going to get his hands on a lot of balls this year. Pause. Pause is right. Torteville says, I think Wilson's Hollywood lifestyle probably rubbed a lot of defensive players in Seattle the wrong way. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Greg Miller says Peyton can't fix Russell Wilson. That's a great point. I forgot he's there.
Yeah,
I forgot Sean Payton's there. Jock Talk says 500 Joey. Garth Brooks sings unanswered prayers. Thank you, Russ. Interesting. Man, I don't understand what the wishing injury on somebody. I don't get it. Talking Sports with Landy says, what's your opinion on Darren Waller on the Giants, Philly 500? I think Darren Waller, when he's healthy, he's a really good player. I think he would be a great asset for the New York Giants. But I think, and this is my thinking, is I think you need another guy on the outside still. Like, if Darren Waller is really the only big threat that you have, you're not going to get the best out of him. If you had, like, if the Giants got DeAndre Hopkins, or if they had gotten like another wide receiver, and I know they drafted a kid, but that's a rookie. But if they would have gotten like an elite wide receiver, or like a really good outside wide receiver, I think the effects of Darren Waller would be that much better. That's my opinion.
Well, yeah, I mean, I already saw reports the other day, like, for DeAndre Hopkins still being out there. If I was the Giants or the Cowboys right now, I mean, I would be being very aggressive for him. I mean, I don't know why they're not, but like you said, the Giants offense, I mean, Waller's pretty much the biggest threat that's there, and Hyatt is a rookie, so when he's going to blossom sooner or later. And Shepard, that really hasn't played in a year and a half. I mean, having Slayton back, I mean, he took a pay cut. I mean, there's really nothing there that's scary. So
right. Tortiville says Daniel Jones isn't the answer to the Giants. Quarterback is ultimately going to hold the Giants back. I think so. And if you're going to go with him, I think you've got to do what the Eagles did with Hurts. You've got to put a lot of weapons around him. And I just don't think the Giants did that. Uncle Dirty, member for 8 months of Dingbat Nation, says 99 days. Yes, sir. A Jerome Brown away from the start of the season. I can't wait, Change your outro to Giants stink. I got a couple Giants stink ones. Nate says the overall offensive philosophy changed throughout the year. Not a Devontae specific thing. Watch Alex Rollins' video about AJ Brown. As the year went on, the staff got more comfortable throwing deep. Yeah, it's interesting, because if you look early in the season, and I'll have to watch the video, but what I noticed was that early on in the year, anytime they went deep, it was Quez Watkins. They wanted to go to get Quez. Remember the Minnesota game where they hit Quez was wide open, and Quez and Brown, and it seemed like a lot of Devontae Smith's routes were short routes. And that's why he had a lot of catches, but he didn't have a lot of average. And it seemed like as the year progressed, there was more medium to deep routes, for whatever reason that was. But that's really when Devontae Smith started taking off too.
Yeah, I think when Dallas Goedert went down, I think that was a turning point too, because then they really had to do a lot more, and I think they really started attacking with Devontae Smith a lot more with AJ Brown, not just for the slants or the out routes. Like, they really started attacking, and just imagine what kind of year he can have. I think obviously he can have more yards. Maybe AJ Brown will have more catches, but I think yardage wise, Devontae Smith will be great.
Yeah. Yeet, Poseidon, Brosidon, David Super Chat goes, Philly, where do you get all your Eagles hats? Believe it or not, most of my Eagles hats come from the Eagles shop. The key and the trick is like Monday morning, look at their hats, because they'll put in hats and they'll literally have like new hats for like 2 days and then they're gone. So look early in the week, and sometimes they got some hats that like will not be there later. And that's what I usually do every Monday, to see if there's a hat that I like. That's where I get them. Frank Watson, Damer Super Chat. He goes, by the way, I was listening to your show at work when you made the D-Hopper comment. 3 Cowgirl fans, 4 Winers fans, and 2 Raven fans heard that. Thanks for that. Yeah, you're welcome. I say that ashamed. I'm ashamed of myself. I really am. I was so enthusiastic about being a D-Hopper in that. It really sounded bad. I shamed myself and my family. I know. I apologize. When is the new Kelly Green merch coming? We are in June now. Lurie should be cashing in. I know. I would have thought he would have released it like around the draft time or something, and then have all this time to be selling the merchandise. But they haven't yet. So I don't know, man.
Honestly, Philly, I think they're going to make more money I think they make less money by selling them before the season starts. I think they make more money if they, like 2 weeks before the game that they're announcing that's going to be Kelly Green, that they're going to force people to buy them to wear at that game. I think that's going to make them more money. I think that's how they're doing it and why they're doing it that way.
Well, just give me a reveal. Like, just give me the reveal. I want to see it. Like do a little fashion show modeling, have the guys, get some guys to walk the stage in the Eagles Kelly Green. I want to see it, it's crazy. But one guy I do want to talk about And we got 476 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. Click the link in the description if you're on my channel. Sub up Joey Shakes. But one of the guys I want to talk about is probably my number one free agent before DeAndre Hopkins got released and became a free agent himself, and that is Yannick Ngakoue. Now, when I think about all the players out there that the Eagles could get, I don't know. He seems like he would be a perfect fit for the Eagles. And the question I have is, why have they not signed him yet? Are they waiting for him to come down in price? Are they waiting it out or what? Because I think he would be a perfect fit.
Yeah, I mean, it could be wait until training camp. I mean, it could be price. I mean, I don't know. He said that he hasn't heard anything from he wants to play for a contender, and it's not about money. I mean, he wants to find a home because he's really jumping from team to team right now.
Right.
And when he left the Jags on that franchise tag, he really wanted to come to Philadelphia bad. He wanted to play the defensive line, especially now. I think it's even better now. So why wouldn't he want to join this defensive line? But I think with Leonard Floyd, it makes more sense too, because he's played with Sean Desai. The Sean Desai connection from 2021, and Leonard Floyd was, I think he was over there, so or was around before that time, so knows him very well. And Yannick, man, still both guys still very productive, 9.5 sacks.
I went back and I watched, and I didn't cut you off, but I watched 2 of his games, Yannick's games with versus the Eagles. Last year with the Colts, and then 2 years ago with the Raiders. He dominated us versus the Raiders. He gave Jordan a hard time. Yeah, I think he had 2 sacks and a strips, and then a strip sack, 2 sacks. He had a strip sack last year against Jalen Hurts. He's fast coming off the edge, and I think if you could get him, he had 9.5 sacks. He's 27 years old. If you could get him in, I think he's the perfect guy to be there when Brandon Graham goes, because Brandon Graham's got maybe 1 or 2 years left. Right. Then you're going to need another defensive end. I think he could be the perfect piece for the Eagles. I really do, but I don't know why he hasn't signed with team. My guess is maybe he's just looking for the perfect situation. And I think teams also, when you get to this point in time, teams want to wait it out, because the more time goes by, the less you're going to have to get paid. So I think that may be what's going on.
I'd sign him on a 2-year deal, to be honest. I'd lock him up for 2 years if you can.
Yeah. And Randy, I missed that. Hold on, I clicked off of that. I didn't mean to. Randy Hill, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate that. I wanted to answer. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Just Chill says Yannick rushes the passer, but he's awful at run defense. How much do you want to pay for that? Well, what am I getting? 9.5 sacks. I'm getting 10 sacks a year.
Yeah.
What do you pay a guy that gets 10 sacks a year? I think that's fair. Give him fair market value. He doesn't have to play the run perfect. I'm not saying he's a perfect player, but when we're talking about depth here. We're talking about depth.
Yeah, he's a rotational guy.
Rotation. So don't play him on first down. Don't play him on run downs, but play him on passing downs. I think he's still worth it. Brandon Graham's very good at the run. So I think it gives you balance. And I think with Jordan Davis there, I think the run game will be fine. I would not sign him because of that. I would sign him because I can get him to rotate in and rush the quarterback. So what is a guy that gets 9 to 10 sacks a year worth? I mean, dude, what do they pay? What are they paying Derek Barnett? He gets nothing. He does nothing.
I think $2 million too much.
$2 million too much. Yeah. $2 million he gets, right? So he's $1.9 million too much. Milo Davis super chat. He goes, another pass rusher would make us even scarier. I agree. And listen, that goes along with the Eagles' philosophy. I mean, the Eagles' philosophy is what? To get pressure on the quarterback, to constantly have rotation going in and out, you know what I mean? Pause, that you have guys in the fourth quarter when you have a lead that get to pin their ear back. That's what the Eagles like. And yes, you have Nolan Smith, but Nolan Smith and him would be 2 different positions. Nolan Smith, outside linebacker, edge rusher, he would play the defensive end spot. You know what I mean? Even in the 3-4.
Look at your third rotation. Your third rotation is going to be Derek Barnett, and I don't know who else. Who else would be in the rotation at defensive end?
Yeah.
Nolan Smith, Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick, Brandon Graham, Nolan Smith,
right. But
Sweat.
those are out. But Nolan Smith and Hassan Reddick are linebackers. Like, there are going to be times where they drop back in coverage.
Right.
There's going to be times where they rush. They're not really. They're not 4-3 or 3-4. They're not defensive ends. They're edge rushers. That's how I see them. Kazi David Super Chat go, yo, Philly, pay attention to the LFA, ELF, or USLF. What does that stand for? I think that's something. Is he talking about football? Or is he talking about other stuff? You know? Linda says, better to have been to a Super Bowl and choked and restocked than not going 28 years to NFC Championship. Laugh out loud. Yeah, the Eagles didn't choke in a Super Bowl. The Eagles scored 7 points on who? Who did they score 7 points on? Uncle Third, every Super Chat goes, want a Ray Rhodes autograph? Sure. I didn't hate Ray Rhodes. I didn't hate Ray Rhodes as much as I hate Rich Kotite. You know? Run them like ragdolls until the fourth quarter, then get smoked. Yep. Eagles are going 0-17. Who is this guy? Oh, guy, is that a 40-winer? Oh, another 40-winer in the house. You guys still crying? You took a beating. Eagles are going 0-17. Their fans are going to be worshiping the Cowboys. Yeah, you're definitely on drugs. Let me give you some advice. Do not do crack. Frank Watts' favorite super chat. He goes, need to get Sue back in the rotation. I have no problem with bringing Sue back. I have no problem with it. USFL, United States Football League? Oh, yes, Mexican football, European football. I meant USFL. Oh, I haven't watched it. I'll have to watch it. You're not talking about soccer though, right? You're talking about like.
Oh, okay.
Football,
I was confused for a second.
Is that what we're talking? I would watch it if it like football. I would watch it. Fabio David Super Chat. He goes, "What about Street and Milton? Yeah, those guys are rotational defensive tackles. And they can play. The Street can play defensive end in the 3-4 too. Yeah, he can. I don't know. I think I don't know. Yannick makes sense to me, just because I think about you're going to lose probably Barnett, right? Do we think Barnett's making this roster? Like, you think he's going to make this roster? I don't think he's making the roster. I think they either get cut or traded.
He's got no value for a trade. How are you going to trade him? He's got no.
I think somebody will give you late seventh, like a 2025 6th round pick, something like that.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I don't know, man. I just don't know what he's. I just don't think he's going to make the team. I don't see it happening. Eagles landed. Eagles best roster, best GM, best owner, best logo, best fans.
Boom.
Best comment right there. Eagles has landed. Thank you.
Yeah,
you're right. Oh God, Texas boy, you're not going to try to bring Dak's record in the NFC East to me, right? Here's what I'll tell you about your NFC East record. It's you remember Bronx Tale, the movie, Joe? You ever see the movie Bronx Tale?
Oh yeah, of course.
Right. Remember what he says to his son? The worst thing in the world is wasted talent.
Yeah.
That's Dak Prescott. The worst thing for a quarterback is a wasted good record. You had a 27-7. You had a chance where he was dominating. He was doing great in the division. He couldn't repeat as a division champ, and he couldn't get out of the second round of playoffs. Now you have a problem, Dallas. You have a team that is legitimately a beast. This team, the Eagles, 2017, from 2017 to now to last year, we were up and down. It was a lot of transition. That's gone. Now the Eagles are rebuilt, and they're a monster. And Dak squandered a good division record, never even repeated as an NFC East champion. So actually, you should be ashamed of it, and instead of trying to brag about it. Yeah, that's how I see it. That's bad news for Dallas. Cowboy fans think I'm joking, but it's bad news for you that that's the case.
This is why they'll never get to a Super Bowl or NFC championship game, because all they care about is winning the division or how many times they beat the Eagles every year. That's it. That's all they care about. So,
yeah, exactly. Jay Cox says, with a heavy rotation NASCAR package, those O linemen would so wore out against our D line at the end of the games. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the Eagles, let me tell you, they're going to be winning a lot of games. Talk about Yannick and the run game. You're going to be up and you're going to be winning a lot of games in fourth quarter. There is going to be no run game. Some good teams are going to have to throw. Now you want them. You know what I mean? Yeet Bro sided, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, if we were able to trade for Rager and J-Jaw, we will be able to get value for a young pass rusher. I agree with that. I think we could get something. I don't know what it would be.
But I don't know.
Dude, I would take a Dorito.
What kind? Ranch?
Cool Ranch. You could even get me to have the Taco Bell ones. I haven't tried yet. I'll have one of those. Just get rid of them. That's how I think. Swollen City Fitness says top 4 most impactful D linemen this year for Philly. What do you all think?
Oof.
I'll say it's going to be Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, Brandon Graham, and Jalen Carter. That's
agree.
All I'm saying. I think Brandon Graham's going to have another double-digit sack.
That'd be nice.
How about that? How about that? Oh, look who it is. I haven't seen Eagles Uncensored in a while. Dude? What's up, man? Shout out to you. Because there is no quarterback in the NFC that's better than Jalen. Please quit fooling yourselves, Cowboy fans. Yeah, right? I mean, Dak had his from 2016 to 2021, he had a chance to win a lot of division games. It's over. Those days are over now. Now he squandered it. I mean, he was 27-7 in the division. Okay, 27-7. He never repeated as division champs. Ever. What am I? Oh, what?
I have no idea.
Wait, what the hell does this say?
There's a.
I don't know.
There's a fight. There's a fight going on.
Away from that one, Dank.
There's a fight going on.
Yeah, I'm staying away from that one. You guys fight it out.
This guy's like attacking everybody. It's crazy.
Yeah. Logan says Mark Holmes still talking about the Eagles 5 all day long. All day long. He does. Let's see. Cowboy fans, no VCRs here. None. Listen, we got some really bitter Cowboy fans, and we got a big baby ass 49er fan here who just, 49ers are another team. I mean, dude, you got no quarterback. And you're going to have no quarterback again this year. You stink. I don't even think that they're the second best team in the conference.
No.
I think we need to set up the Philly Shakedown boxing event where we get we'll have like a main event. We'll get a card. We'll get a boxing ring, right? And then we'll have like people from the chat that want to box each other come out and box. Would that be awesome?
That'd be great.
So like we can have Dank. He's going to box somebody, and like it'll be live. We'll stream it live. Let's do it. The Philly Shakedown chat boxing night, and then we can give them a belt. Whoever wins they get the belt.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I think it's a great idea. Showing us this Dak threw 3 picks in the parking. The question I have for Cowboy fans is: all these haters here wishing they had the team we got. Oh, they're all jealous. The thing I would ask Cowboy fans is, what are you going to do again when Dak Prescott can't get past the second round of playoffs? Are you going to finally hold him responsible, or is it everybody else's fault? That's what I want to know, because all they do is make excuses for the guy. When, if you're an Eagles fan, Dak Prescott would be getting crushed in Philly right now. But they make excuses. You know what I mean?
Hey, we
That's
know
all
what
it-
that's like, and we hold every guy accountable. We weren't talking about the 76ers. we hold them accountable.
No. Yeah, I mean the Sixers are the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA.
True.
I totally agree.
True.
Clarence says the Cowboys fan base has become everything they use the Eagles in small time. Agreed. Totally agree.
What is that a picture? What is that a picture of?
Where? That?
Clarence Worley's picture. Like, what's that picture of? I don't even know what that is.
I think that's like I think that's a finger.
Is it? I'm like making sure. I don't know what that picture
I
is.
don't know what it is either. I think it's the back of ET's head. I think it's the back of ET's head. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Tortiville says, I'm rooting for Dak extension. Me too. Yes. Why would you be scared of the Eagles? I got one word for you, or two words. Hassan Reddick. Done. Marcus says, sign me up. I'll represent the Eagles chat in a boxing. I think we should do it, dude. I think we should do it. The Philly Shakedown boxing title fight. Every year we could do it in the summer, and we get those who are fighting in the chat. We get them and we let them box. I think it's a great idea. Bleeding Kelly Green says Dak was scared to go against the Eagles at the beginning. Yeah, he didn't come back. He was healthy and chose not to come back versus the Eagles. Yeah, that's a real killer right there. I'll tell you, he's a real killer. Eric Humphrey says, "Hey, I'm a biggest fan. Thank you,
Sure, Eric.
Thank you, buddy." Landlord from Wakanda, thank you for super chat. Goes, this is our year to beat an average or less than average team. Whose team? The Eagles.
Average or better team.
Average or better. Eagles.
Yeah.
You can only play who's on your schedule, right? I mean, you can only play on your schedule. So I think the Eagles they're gonna go through this schedule and they'll win, and then you know what'll happen. They'll have a great record, and everybody will be making excuses. Oh, well, you played this team and this guy was injured. You played this team. It's all we ever hear. It's always the Eagles don't play this, Eagles don't play that, but they beat the teams that they have to, right? I mean, look, they beat the crap out of the 49ers. It was like a headshot. Yeah. 49er fans make excuses. Well, we lost our quarterback. Yeah, but how did you lose your quarterback? Oh, the Eagles player destroyed him. Okay, that's like a grand slam in baseball. That's a home run. You say, oh, well, we lost the game because he hit a grand slam. No, you give the guy credit for hitting a grand slam. That's right. It. Frank Watson, that super chat. He goes, Dak can't get through the second round of questioning at Chipotle. Gets stuck on the sour cream. I love it. Jack talks at 500. You getting the belt back? It looked good on you. I am. I got Pizzle's belt still, but I have to give it back to him. Well, now I'm hearing he might be coming out of retirement, so maybe I won't send it back to him. Let's see here. Oh, it's the Pink Floyd cover of Metal. Oh, okay. Now I see it.
I didn't know that. My bad.
Isabel says, y'all afraid of the Georgia dogs equal the Philly dogs? Absolutely. Yeah, don't forget to play the Rocky music. Absolutely. We will play it. We're going to do it. I'm going to set up the Philly Shakedown boxing coming. It's going to be live on here. We're going to get it in a gym. We'll get different cameras and we'll have it. It'll be awesome. Brian, he says, we have a crushing hard record that can't be disputed. AFC's Goliath and NFC, we win 13 games. Super Bowl is easy. Yeah, the path of least resistance going into the Super Bowl is obviously the Philadelphia Eagles and the NFC, because the AFC is where all the good teams really are. I don't think there are that many good teams besides the Eagles. Right. You know? And Tortiville says no racism. Don't be going there. We ain't putting up with that, But I don't know. We could have some pretty good matches. I'm gonna be thinking about this while I'm at the beach. The Philly Shakedown boxing event in Vegas. We'll do it in Vegas. We'll get a gym. We'll camera and we'll stream it. And all the chat guy, those who fight, will be able to come and box each other.
We gotta get
Great.
HBO or someone to pick that up.
Somebody, right? Skid Mark's favorite super chat. He goes, Morrow had more solo tackles than Queen. I want Judy. You want Judy? Is Judy's didn't get traded, did he? He's still in the Broncos. Why did I think he got traded? Would you want Judy?
It's going to cost too much. They're going to want. I think that's the reason why they couldn't trade him. Because they were listening to offers, but I don't think they were pulling the trigger on it yet. Because I don't think they're gonna want a lot for him. So
I heard that. I don't know if it's true. Somebody said to me that Cortland Sutton may be available too. He would definitely interest me. A Hole Destroyer. Oh my god! What kind of name is Hole Destroyer? I just can't with these people. 500. We're going 13-4. Dingbat. I like it. Hole Destroyer. JD Koch. Absolutely. Each fighter pays $100 admission, and you get all proceeds. Philly and the 3 dudes end up with the belts. I like it. It's a great idea. Oh God, you Cowboy fans, poor babies. Yeah, the winner. Well, yeah, winner could get the cash. That's fine, and the belt. It'll be awesome. Skid Marks, they were a super chat. He goes, yes, pre-Super Bowl Sunday night fight. Yeah, we'll do it the night before the Super Bowl. I think it's a great idea, dude. Has that ever been done in YouTube history where you have your chat box each other?
I don't know.
Whoever fights. Can you imagine?
I have no idea. Sign some waivers. We don't get sued.
Sign some waivers. You have the box match. We'll stream it.
You break a leg, it's not our fault. So
yeah, absolutely. Oh God. Mr. Wing says, is there a platinum membership for D-Hopper fans? No, I do have an OnlyFans. I don't know if you guys may not know. I do have an OnlyFans. We do squat cobblers in it, but yeah.
D-hobblers.
Yeah, D-hobblers. Oh my God. D-cobblers. Oh God. Pause on that. Rogue says, I do predict the Bears and the Carolina Panthers will be good 2-3 years, especially with their quarterbacks. They'll improve. End of seat a big time. I actually think the Chicago Bears are going to be a surprise in the NFC this year. I do. I do. I think that they're gonna be pretty good. I think people are going. I don't think they'll be good enough to beat the Eagles, but I think they take that step, and I think they get to the playoffs.
Yeah, right.
I think they're going to win the division. I do. I think they're going to win the division. System of the Knot says Philly 500. Remember the guy with the big chin strap? Yes. Think about the size of the chin strap for that edge rusher, Lucas Van Ness.
Yeah, as soon as we mentioned that, like that conversation went on for like an hour, probably.
Oh my God! And then you had the his face imposed on you.
Yeah, it looked really weird.
That was
really
funny. Weird. Roger Goodell announced that Cowboys drafted Mozzie Smith. Jerry Jones asked, "Who the F is Mozzie?" Wanted Nolan Smith. I know they did. They wanted. Oh look, it's House Cat. House Cat, where you been? Good to see you, House Cat. Shout out to you, man. But yeah, the Cowboy fans thought they were getting thought they were getting Nolan Smith, and they started cheering until they realized it wasn't Nolan Smith. And then they showed, of course, the Cowboys war room, and that was pretty fun. Eagles' legacy is having all those NFC champions, but not winning one. We'll see. There's plenty of time. In a couple of years, you won't be able to say that anymore. You can keep on the same thing, saying it over and over again, but it slowly means less and less. Oh God, who would you rather have, Van Ness's chin or Mike Glennon's neck?
I mean, having the neck is probably better, right?
I don't want the neck. What do I need the guy to do?
As a quarterback,
you could eat leaves off of tall trees.
You're talking about playing football, or are you talking about just an ordinary life?
Like I'd rather have Van Ness. Looks like he could chew rocks with that chin. like you know what I mean? Like he's like a. I have to pause. But I was going to say nutcracker, but pause. Mike Glennon is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll take the chin. Just don't show me a mirror. Dude, that chin was humongous, dude. Let's see. Commanders, Giants, Cowboys have been waiting a long time, and they will continue. Any word on Buda Baker or D-Hop? Pause. I don't even feel right saying D-Hop anymore.
Yeah, because you just created something that
I totally ruined it.
Yeah.
You
ruined a lot of words. You ruined a lot of things that are normal.
I know. It wasn't my fault. I didn't mean to.
Yeah. Okay.
Any word on Buda Baker or D-Hop? No. I mean, the last I heard, the update on DeAndre Hopkins was that he's willing to take this into like training camp and sign with any team. He's open to all teams. And then Buda Baker, it's been dead silent. So Philly, have a great time in Outer Banks. Stay safe. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it. I am. Skid Marks, thank you for the super chat. He says Squat Cobbler show like a Gallagher show. Front Corporal Rose covers up with plastic. Joey could hand out hand sanitizers.
What?
Oh, yeah. You want to hand out hand sanitizers for my Squat Cobbler OnlyFans? That would be interesting. We're getting into some sick stuff here, Skid Marks. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, Davis Mills has a long neck too. Pause. Let's see. How about them Cowboys? They stink. Let's see. D-Hop can sign for nothing. Sees that he's still getting paid $19 million from Arizona. Is he really still getting 19 from Arizona?
I don't know. I haven't really checked the numbers.
Huh. I know that's crazy, man. Housecast says, had to give up my dog or move. So I moved, been busy with that. Eager to get you some new Eagle stuff soon. Awesome, man. Well, it's good to see you. I'm sorry you had to give up your dog, man. That sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
But it's good to see you, man. It really, really is. No doubt about it. Yeah, so we're an hour in. We got 450 people here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Joey, before we get out of here, or before they get us demonetized?
I think that's really it. I mean, yeah, we're just seeing what's going to happen now. I mean, we have a little bit of, we may have maybe a week to see what's going on with OTAs. We'll get some more OTAs news, and then really we have that big break.
Right. Skid Marks, thank you for the super chat. Sorry, I smoked a big fat one. Big pause. Yeah, good for you, my man. You enjoy that, buddy. Thank you, man. But yeah, and just another reminder, we will be doing a show Monday. Monday we'll be doing the final shakedown of the season. So we'll be ending our second season of Shakedown, and then we're going to take about a month off from it. Because I'm going to be away for a few weeks, and then it's really slow time. We'll still be doing our own stuff and our own videos, but we'll probably come back after the 4th of July. So just letting you guys know. Frank Watson, thank you for super chat. He goes, Merton Hanks had a mad neck. The Giants were better competition than the Whiners. Yeah, the Giants were better competition than the Whiners. Yeah, Merton Hanks had a big a long neck too. That's true. But he didn't look like it was gonna like fall over, like he couldn't hold it up, So it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, Christian McCaffrey. I'll see you. We'll see you in a few weeks. But yeah, man. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, really. We'll be back Monday. What do you got going on for the rest of the weekend?
I'll have videos out all week. And then I think once me and you are pretty much done, we'll have videos all week. We'll have things scheduled throughout the week too. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah, we're just waiting now. This is like going to be our break time for
Yeah, we were talking. There's been no, being that the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, and then when they were done, it was like 2 weeks later, if that, you had free agency start. So it's been like there has been no all season, and all seasons where you want to upgrade your audio, start upgrading things, get ready for the next season. So. We need time to do all that. I want us to do our I want to redo our intro, with update it and stuff. So, and then maybe do a logo too. James, what's going on, buddy? He goes, member for 19 months. Thank you for your support, man. He goes, Dingbat Nation, a member for 19 months. What's up, Philly? How's it going? Pound Cowboys for life. Pound chasing 6. It's going good, my man. How are you doing? I'm glad that you're chasing 6, but you will not find it. You will not find it, Skidmark says, I hope you don't catch crabs. I'm definitely going crabbing. Pause. I definitely be going crabbing. I am definitely going crabbing. Pause. I am. I'm going to go crabbing. I want to catch a crab. Pause. You ever have crabs and spaghetti, man? That's the best.
Oh, yeah. Shrimp and spaghetti, crab spaghetti.
Yeah, I will catch the crabs. Pause. The blue crab. Pause. And the blue ball crabs. And then you cook them up, That's right.
Yeah.
This is an interesting comment. D-Shift, you have not learned anything about me yet, have you? You cannot offend me. You cannot insult me. I am too stupid to know if you're insulting me. And secondly, I insult myself way better than all the trolls. So there's nothing you can say. So I just want you to realize that. It says it's a shame when you talk, Philly, you think of a cheesesteak more than the Eagles. Not cheesesteak, roast pork sandwich with the broccoli rabe and the sharp provolone. That's what I think about. But thank you, buddy. Coles Cowboys. What's up, buddy? He goes, how long will it take the Eagles to get 5? Another 8 years. Do that again. Oh, somebody clip that. Somebody clip that. I want that every time we have a stupid troll. I just want
your mouth.
Coles Cowboys don't even know what's going on. Yeah, it's top 10. Top 10 Dallas stinks. How about that? Come on, Cole. Your Cowboys stink. He said broccoli rabe and provolone. Yes, sharp provolone. You know it.
Brajol. Gonna take out the Brajol.
That's what I call my wife. I call my wife, hey, Brajol. I do. That's what I call her. That's what I call her. Hey, yo, Brajol. How you doing? This body was made to give you pleasure. But that's her nickname. She'll tell you. What's your nickname? Your husband call you Brajol. That's it. Italian meat.
Italian beef.
That's it.
That's it.
Yep. Omar says, my dad said he really likes you guys, supports you. Thank you. Tell your dad thank you.
Definitely. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Jay Cox says, great show, guys. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, well, with that said, my kids are they want pizza tonight, so I have to go get them pizza. So if I don't get out of here, they're gonna kill me soon. So it is what it is. But thank you guys so much for joining us. We will have one more show on Monday, so look for that. And then we'll be back Monday, and then it'll be a little break time, and then we get ready for season 3. It'll be fun though. So
I am ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Yeah, me too. Oh, we got one more. Cheese Comics, thank you for super chat. He goes, ask Dallas fans how long will it take to get one Super Bowl in high definition? That's pretty good.
It's true.
Yeah. How long before the Cowboys get a Super Bowl in high definition? I can tell you it's not going to happen anytime soon because I think they blew their wad with Dak Prescott, and then they're going to have to go back and rebuild. So it's going to be at least another 25 years. And thank you for the super chat. What's up, Kitty? Kitty's crying, wants pizza too. But with that said, we are going to let you guys go. We'll let the Cowboy fans take us out as always. With that, we'll see you guys. See you tomorrow. I'll have a video tomorrow. But with that said, take care. We will talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Peace.
Peace.
One more play. We had one. Yo, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
running
from
a...
to
get off the field on 3rd down. What was that bullshit? That is not right. Tell him more. He's got to be better, man. Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had enough time for one more play.
We had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
Yeah, you
The brother
literally.
screwed us. The brother screwed us.
It's going to end the way
We had opportunity for one more play.